he's basically, he played, 8 games in the G League bubble and came to us.
I mean, he's got so much like just raw talent, and he's so aggressive, he's athletic, he's super smart.
His performance was great. That rebound is what everyone in the world has been waiting to see.
JK is one of those guys, he's probably one of the best in the world, other than LeBron, Anthony Edwards, and he's one of the best all-world in transition, especially when the ball going downhill.
I think he has a better understanding of what we need.
Opening night, their home crowd watching, and the Golden State Warriors just busted the Lakers' piñata.
Hayden, 7 to shoot. Curry, deep one, bullseye! Steph Curry!
But wait, how did this happen? The Lakers have a young squad fronted by the most talented player to get drafted in the past 6 years, Luka Doncic, alongside the most talented player to not get drafted in the past 6 years, Austin Reeves. They recently signed the former number 1 overall pick from that same draft 6 years ago, and get this, even went as far as to DNP Bronny James. So you know they were taking it seriously, and we're just getting started. With Vanderbilt's recent difficulties in guarding Curry, JJ Redick decided enough was enough. He watched old tape of dropkick Marcus and decided it was a smart move to put the former Celtic in to break Curry's arm. With 3 steals for Curry to start the game, I'm not surprised by the tactic. Thankfully, the refs in this game weren't bought and paid for, and after the recent ejection and fine of Jonathan Kuminga, where he turned out to actually be injured on the play, it's quite possible that the refs were told to work a fair game. Speaking of Jonathan Kuminga, of all the great things he did to start out the first game of the season, coaxing 33 minutes of playing time out of Steve Kerr was probably the most impressive. Not only that, he actually managed to start the game. If this continues, it would mean that Steve Kerr just backed up what he said in last year's interview about giving the Jimmy Kuminga-Draymond trio more runway. Not only did it prove to be wildly successful against the offensive firepower of the Lakers, the team might be in for a 5th-year leap from their young athlete, a factor which changes the entire trajectory of the Warriors for this season. But there is one other thing that happened in last night's game that will absolutely stun the rest of the league. We're about to find out why LeBron James, who didn't play, should probably retire before playing a single minute this season. Now get ready. You're about to get swift. Luka Doncic dropped 43 points, 12 rebounds, and 9 assists. But not 1 point, assist, or rebound mattered, as Buddy Buckets rained threes. Jimmy Butler gave a masterclass in getting to the line. Jonathan Kuminga showed Steve Kerr that he could do any and everything on the court. And, oh yeah, that Steph Curry guy doing what he always does. There seems to be an incredible synergy with this team. While they still have issues with turnovers, amassing 19 against the Lakers who themselves had 20, there was something different about how everyone was playing. At the same time, however, it's very similar. At the beginning of last season, the Warriors had a hot 12-3 start. The team was firing in all cylinders, the defensive intensity was high, and it was very reminiscent of a team that was completely bought in. Also like last year, Jonathan Kuminga found himself in the starting lineup, however with a much shorter leash. His performance never quite panned out. After just 3 games, Steve Kerr ended the experiment. This year, it seems there might be renewed commitment as JK had a slow scoring start with a couple of shots that Steve didn't like in the mid-range, but decided to stick with him anyway as he was doing a lot of the other things on the floor.
First half, he took a couple of tough mid-range fadeaways that we don't want. He immediately held up his hand. He realized, that was not the shot.
This included leading the team in assists and tied for second in rebounding at halftime. That decision paid more dividends in the third quarter than a 2010 computer chip loaded with Bitcoin. JK hit 2 quick threes in the third quarter to blow the Warriors' 1-point lead over the Lakers wide open. Within a couple of minutes, the Dubs were leading by double figures, a lead they never relinquished. With 17 points, 9 boards, and 6 assists, a career-best combo to finish the night in 33 minutes despite a rough-scoring first half, Kuminga will easily have some shocking performances this season. So, where is all this coming from? We've already speculated about this on the channel. However, now we get to hear Jimmy himself speak on how he's been working with JK.
I just want to help JK be great. He's got so much like just raw talent, and he's so aggressive, he's athletic, he's super smart, and I'm trying to teach him a little bit of what I see throughout the game. And we've been, kicking it, hanging out, watching film, and just working on our game together after practice, before practice, during practice.
Now, I did say Luka had 43 points, but with JK guarding him, he really had to work for those. We're talking 30-foot step back threes. He took 27 shots to get those 43 points in 41 minutes. And while that doesn't reflect terribly on him, that 2 for 10 from distance shows the kind of pressure he was put under. The incredible growth of Jonathan Kuminga is on full display. They said he couldn't play next to Steph Curry, but here he finds Curry on the open floor. They've said his plays are selfish, but this dump off to Al Horford after drawing 2 defenders says otherwise. If this is what the Warriors get on a nightly basis from the young player, you'll have to wrestle that championship trophy away from Golden State. But Jonathan Kuminga's growth isn't the only thing that put the Warriors on a trajectory to shock the NBA this season. Despite their age, this team does not play like an old team. They still like to play fast and move the ball. That's about where the similarities end, aside from a few familiar faces on the roster. Do you remember how the Warriors looked after the Butler trade? Everyone thought, hey, this is instant chemistry. The truth is, it wasn't. And here's why this is a problem for the rest of the league. The second half of last season was a raw fit of Jimmy Butler next to Curry. It was the basic mash them together type of fit, and being far from a complete product, it was still good enough to win games, make it to the playoffs, and beat the second seed. What we just saw is something totally different. This is Miami Heat first option Jimmy. With Steph Curry on the floor, we still found him when we needed to. However, JB was super aggressive on the floor in terms of attacking. No punches were pulled, no pass outs from under the basket, no passive actions, just a ruthless 31 points, 5 rebounds, and 4 assists with 16 free throws on the side dish. Jimmy was doing everything we expected when the Warriors signed him. While we saw some of this when Steph Curry wasn't playing last season, the fact that he's doing it while on the floor with Steph is what truly sets this team apart from what it was last season. This version of Jimmy alongside the Kuminga that we're seeing is going to be the power wing combo that puts elite pressure on the rim, adds vertical spacing whomever is running the open floor, and opening up space for Curry on a collapsing defense. If Steph won a ring with Andrew Wiggins as number 2, I wouldn't bet against this team with JB and JK.
I would say I just being a sponge, going to him every single day, not just after practice, just anytime I interact with him, just trying to pick his brain up. In this league, he's one of the people that actually been in my shoes throughout their career, like know what I've been going through or what I've been through. I would say just a similarity of the game and just his knowledge of the game, just as much as he knows, and that's why he's Jimmy. And just trying to pick his brain as much as I can.
Now, one concerning bit that took place was the insertion of dropkick Marcus to guard Steph Curry. Somehow, in the 2025-26 season, Marcus Smart is still on an NBA team. The Celtics were able to win a championship immediately after moving on from dropkick Marcus by banishing him to Memphis, so clearly he's not a factor when it comes to winning. So in my honest opinion, the move by Redick was geared at doing nothing more than to antagonize Steph Curry. After almost breaking Curry's arm, nothing else works to stop the chef, so can you blame him? By locking up and throwing him to the ground, Smart got whistled for a foul while he acted confused as if he didn't know what he just did. Fortunately for the Warriors, the refs saw this move for what it was and assessed a flagrant 1 penalty foul. This man stopped playing basketball a long time ago. Still, he was unable to stop Curry, who hit the Lakers with a dagger with less than 1 minute to go in the game. Night-night. The Warriors clearly have something special going this season, and things aren't looking great for Steph Curry's crosstown rival, LeBron James. If Steph wins number 5 while Bron has been hijacking teams and overhauling their rosters, that GOAT case might end up being shut before his career is over. With that being said, he might want to consider retirement to A. avoid Steph winning 5 rings while he's active and only winning 4 with the most talented teammates throughout his career, and B. keep his legacy intact and his case for one of the greatest of all time open post-retirement. And yes, this is a contending team. Jonathan Kuminga is starting to look like a hybrid of Giannis and Kawhi, something I predicted back when he was first drafted. Between these three players, Draymond still with plenty in the tank, and the pending return of Moses Moody, the Warriors might be the team to watch come playoffs. Not to mention, they've always had the Thunder and Rockets in the doghouse. Nothing changes this season. But let me know what you guys think. Is this JK leap for real? Do you see that fire in Jimmy? Are the Warriors going to win a championship this season? Post your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Till next time. Swish.